Hi.
Welcome, everybody. Look who's here.
I'm here.
He's back in the building. So we've got our lovely Silvar Designs back, and it's a super fun product that they've brought to us. We are loving this. So we've got a little bit of a backstory and a little bit of history to talk about for you as well. I've just left me crib note there. Can you grab it, Meg?
Yeah.
Thanks, kid. So...
Just so we know what we're doing,
just
because
so
we've
we've
written it down. Because we'll forget.
Because we do.
We'll forget. We're of an age where we forget.
I can forget halfway through a conversation what I was actually talking about, and that is a special skill. And fall over fresh air, I do that often as well. Yeah, that's a special skill. So anyway, and one day all of a sudden I were talking and my mum came out my mouth and I thought, oh, when did that happen? I'm starting to talk about it with my mum.
I've just done it. You've just gone off onto a different...
Yeah. Anyway,
moving on.
So welcome to Live Shopping VIP, one and all. It's lovely to have your company. We're having a fabulous day today. We've had all sorts happening. We've been soap making and everything today, Mark.
So?
Yeah, it was good, weren't it?
Yeah.
That cutter, that's a bit keep your fingers out of the way, but it is a bit good. So now we're on to a little bit of soft craft, okay? And this is absolutely brilliant. Now, if you go onto the Tinternet, there are lots of forms of different ways of making what is classified as I-cord, which is this, okay? That is the technical term of what it's called, is I-cord, okay? Now, way back when, I used to make I-cord with I did it like that with a knitting Nancy, but then I also used to knit it with double pin needles. Okay, so you start on, you've got a double-ended needle, two pins, and you knit it and slide it to that end and knit it again and slide it back and knit it again, and it makes that's physically knitting it. So you can imagine it takes a while to actually get any kind of length. Not anymore. That is a thing of the past.
Progress.
This is what progress is all about and what technology can do for us. Now, this is Cado.
I saw this last end of October, November. I saw it on the internet.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, what is that? So I then contacted Cado. They're based in China. That's where the manufacturer's done. I contacted them and said, that's really interesting. Who sells that in the UK? And they said, we don't have anybody. And I said, can I? And they said, yes.
Oh, just like that.
So we are Cado's UK distributor for their I-cord machines and what's coming up a little bit later, their yarn winder.
Which is brilliant.
Which is great.
It is absolutely fantastic. So, a little bit of how to shop and watch as well, and then we'll get into the history behind these lovely ladies that make this product. So here we are on Shopping Live VIP, and you can watch us on Instagram, Facebook, on the website as well. So welcome if you're shopping on the website. And also, if you want to, you can put us up there on that big screen on YouTube as well. So we were on lots of different ways of actually watching. So to shop with us, I'll be giving you codes, and you'll need the shop code in the comments below, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook. So the first one is shop bundle. Type shop bundle into the comments below. You'll get a message back from us that says thank you very much. When you're ready for the lovely packing ninjas, Mark, to send this out to you, open up your message from us. There's a link. Click the link. It takes you straight to your shopping basket on the website. Log in, check out. That easy. Super, super simple. The sooner you check out, the sooner lovely Mark and Richard can get these out into the post for you. And they are brilliant. And I know that because I own one. And it's amazing, okay? So, shop bundle is the first one. So that's how you shop. Then on the website, you can do the same thing, or down the side of the screen, all of these products are all listed. And I think that is the easiest way to shop, because you click the product, click whichever ones you want, that goes into your basket, and at the end, you click the little red shopping bag on your screen and do exactly the same thing and check out. It is a brilliant way. The social shopping platform is just the new revolution. It's the way
to shop
forward. It really is. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. So shop bundle, because you do need to put this into your baskets. you are going to have the best time ever. And it's growing, okay? This is really growing. Now, I've just said to you about the I-cord and the knitting Nancy's. Now, I am old, and I started with the knitting Nancy when I was in the infant school.
So did I, actually.
Yeah.
My gran gave me a
wooden-
wooden cotton reel with
Yes,
four pins in
it.
And that's how I started.
That's exactly,
also
yeah.
many years ago.
So it's been around a while, and it's not slowing down or going away, okay? And you can still get the little wooden knitting Nancy's that look like dolls now with faces. They're still there for you to have. So this is the way forward, because one of the things with the knitting Nancy's is the tension and also time, okay? So these lovely ladies have come up with a brilliant tool, and it is amazing, that then actually is problem solving.
Yes.
Taking away lots of issues.
Speed, tension, quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does it while you do something
something
else,
else.
basically.
It's brilliant.
It does it for you. Yes, we know there are hand ones around.
Yes.
They're not much better, really, than you doing it manually, and you get all sorts of tension problems and things. We've played with them. We know the problems with them. Kado actually sell one.
Yes.
They actually sell a manual one. We know that. So, yeah, all good. But this is it. This is the way forward.
Yeah, so the ladies, there are 3 lovely ladies that came up with this idea. So we've got our Crystal, Ada, and Yo. Y-A-O. So I'm very sorry if we are really trashing your name and not saying it right, but we think it's Yo.
Yes.
Yeah?
So take the first letters of there. You've got C-A-Y, and they want everybody to do things.
So it's K-Do. Okay, so that's how they came up with this name. So those 3 lovely ladies came up with the idea of actually making it work and do the problem solving. So now what you're going to get is a machine that takes away all of those tension issues, etc. And also it's the speed of craft that you can do. Now on here you can see all of these lovely ideas. Again, if you have a look on their Pinterest and the internet, there are thousands.
There are a few search terms that will help.
Yes.
I-cord, obviously. French knitting, that also works.
It does.
The other one that to use is the French word for knitting, which is tricotin, which is, I'll spell it, Tricotin. Wasn't said with a very good French accent, I have to say. But if you search for tricotin, Tricotin, it will go berserk.
There's hundreds.
Yes.
Hundreds and hundreds. Words, sentiments, little girls' names, little boys' names, new baby.
Yep.
You name it, it is out there for you to use.
Wreaths, shapes, coasters, key rings. There's jewellery. We've seen some jewellery recently. Watch this space. We're playing with that at the moment. Yeah, so all sorts of things are available to you.
Mad where this is going. It really is one of the things that is out there and upcoming, and it's beautiful. Okay, so now those are the lovely 3 ladies that have brought this, and I just want to tell you as well a few other things. The price that we've got here on this bundle is $64.99. You will only get this price on this hour, on this show, up to 8 o'clock tonight. Once it then goes on to Silvar Brand Designs, it will go up, okay? Yeah?
Yep.
So the price changes. So if you want this today, now, you need to actually get it today and be checking out your baskets before 8 o'clock tonight, okay? Because once it goes on to the brand shop, they only bring us our prices here during the hour.
Yeah.
So let's go over and actually demo. You need to see what it's doing, okay? Because it's really important, because it is just brilliant.
So I have the machine already set up. So we'll decommission it in a second and show you how to get it all plumbed in. But it's really easy to use. It is obviously an electric knitting machine. It has 4 needles. I have a little button at the back here. I press that button and off we go. Okay, I'll just keep the yarn loose.
Yep.
It's better, it works better if the yarn is loose. Okay, and you can see it knitting. Now, in terms of speed, we are knitting at 20 centimetres per minute.
I
Now,
can't do that.
We can't do that manually. I don't think it's possible.
I'd have a go, but I'm just not that quick.
You've got to be really quick. And also think about how much work that is for your fingers and your joints. And as we get older, that starts to ache, doesn't it? So this is taking all of that out of all those things are away from you. And you can see how this is coming through the bottom there. Now we've got 2 weights here. I'm going to lift one of the weights. The reason we've got 2 weights is because we keep tension on the knit whilst we move one of the weights, which is great. That means it doesn't pop off the needles at the top there. Yep. And you can see this just working away. Okay, I've got the machine plugged into, it comes with a cable. You just plug it into any USB socket. So plug it straight in the wall, USB socket, the same one you probably use for your telephone, your mobile phone these days. That's all you need. They don't supply that because obviously these are for the world, so different countries, different plugs, basically.
Absolutely.
But you can see how that's going and how fast is that knitting. And we don't have to do anything. We're just standing here talking, to be honest. And off you go. It's just knitting away. And we're using a lovely... this is called twirly, this particular yarn. So if you go for the bundle today, you're going to get 2 100-gram balls of this twirly cord, this twirly yarn, which is absolutely fab. So it's a colour and a white.
Brilliant,
it's
isn't
great.
It?
So
Absolutely
it's doing a lot
brilliant.
of work for you because it's actually already making this sort of variegated finish. And you can see that we're not missing a stitch at all.
Nope.
Never misses a stitch.
Nope.
In fact, I don't think I've missed a stitch yet when I've been using this machine.
Neither did I. It was so easy to work with.
Yeah.
I so enjoyed it. In fact, I set it up in my kitchen, of all places, while I was doing something else, and I just kept my eye on it in the corner, I just kept pulling a bit of yarn.
I've actually wound this yarn into a cake using the yarn winder. We'll come into that in a second. Okay, so we've got everything that you need.
Is in the box.
Is in the box. So is in the box, and also with the bundle, we've included all your materials as well. So it's everything you need to get started. You don't need anything else. Maybe a bodkin. That's all.
Yes.
Maybe a bodkin.
So if you want to press the button, because it's just as easy to stop it as it is to start it.
It is.
Press one button.
Yeah. Let me show you if we can start and stop. So this little button at the back here, we press that and it stops.
Ta-da!
Okay, and don't worry about it because it'll pick up wherever you are, off you go. It picks up.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, and we can stop it again.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. You'll all love it. This is just super cool way of using this.
So exciting. And
it
there's
is
so
exciting.
many things. I haven't had it long enough yet, really, to play. We've done some samples, obviously, to show you what you can do. But there's so many things that you can do with this that we haven't even thought of yet.
So what do you get in the bundle?
Yes.
Okay, so inside, what's in the box? So what's in the box is the machine. Your power cord that you need to actually work with it, your 2 weights. You also get a little tool that's got a hole in one end and a crochet hook on the other end, okay, and a little ball of yarn. So even if you haven't got any yarn, they supply everything with you. The instructions are ridiculously easy to follow.
Those? Oh, what fell off there? So the instructions are, there's a QR code which takes you to a video on how to set it up. It tells you what's in the box. It tells you what yarn to use and how to do all the yarn. And then it tells you step by step, beautiful pictures, beautiful big pictures as well. Yeah, you don't get this with lots of machines.
And they're coloured. They're not just black and white,
you can
they're
see
coloured.
that. How to do it. It also gives you a troubleshooting guide at the end. It's in a number of languages, but everything you need to know is in there, including that QR code, which is very important. Shows you how to do all that, but as a video. Also in the box, you get a spare set of needles. So another 4 needles. If you break one, there you go. We've sorted that for you. You also get the screwdriver, which enables you to change it. So they've even thought of that. You haven't got to go and find one. It's there.
It's brilliant. So, shop bundle. Now, just so you can get into perspective of how much it is, the machine on its own with nothing else is $59.99. Okay? However, in this bundle... $54.99. On your website.
Oh, on my website. Yeah, if you go to my website to buy it, don't. It's $59.99.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
buy it today.
To eliminate
buy it today
so
here.
you can get the value.
Yes.
Okay. So $64.99 £64.99 here as a bundle. So you get the machine. Now the machine that comes in the bundle is blue, but
Yes.
we do have in a different colour if you're wanting something different. In here you are then also going to get 400-gram balls of yarn. No, 5. My bad. I didn't count that one.
Black one here.
You're going to get your wire, which you need to actually shape everything.
Oh, here we go. Let me put it down now because we've used it.
Your wire.
Oh,
Goodness
no.
me! I'm not moving. Didn't touch it. Weren't me. That.
No.
That won't. And you're also going to get your 3 first patterns. Now these are your free patterns that are free with the bundle.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to get all of that for $64.99.
Now the RRP from Kado in China, they told me I should sell the machine at £65. Just the machine.
On its own.
On its own. So that is the RRP. That's their base price. Okay. What we're doing today is we're giving you the machine, but also giving you 500 grams of yarn. You'll get 2 plain colours, you'll get 2 of the twirlies, and you'll get 1 of the glitz, which is nice. Colours will vary, it won't necessarily be the colours here, but it will be that combination. You also get 20 metres of the 2mm aluminium wire.
And it's beautiful soft wire, so
Yes.
don't think that you're going to have to get machines out and things to bend it.
No.
It is really soft and
Fingers
pliable.
are really good with the wire. That's all you need.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
It's beautiful. So, all of that, $64.99, which is phenomenal. Now, and one of my questions was, Mark, how much do I get from a ball? Okay, from 100 gram, how many meters? What's it going to get me? So the lovely Mars has worked it out. He's worked it out for us. So generally, meterage on a yarn 100 gram ball is 280 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually 3 meters per 20 centimeters.
Yes, so every 3 meters of yarn that goes in the machine will create 20 centimeters of cord, which will take 1 minute.
Which I
Okay,
can't do
so
that.
3 meters of that cord goes into the machine, and it takes a minute, and it will make you 20 centimeters.
So one of those makes you 18.5 meters
of I-cord.
Of I-cord. Just one.
Yes.
So you're getting 5.
You're getting 5.
So let's round it up to 20 meters.
100 meters.
There's 100 meters of I-cord there, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Now we do have a wheel. We've got to spin the wheel, have we?
It's exciting.
We've got to spin the wheel.
I'll grab it
when we can. Type in the word colour in the comments below, and you'll be in the chance to spin.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is exciting. We've been doing Pictionary and all sorts. We have to draw
Nobody told me that before we're going on air. More excited now about that.
Yeah. So we do all sorts on here now. It's brilliant. So the next things that we've got are yarn. Shop Yarn will get you additional 5, and it will vary.
So
Colours will
colours will
vary.
vary, but with the same combination. So you'll get 2 of the plain colours. Okay, you'll get 2 of the twirlies, and you'll get 1 glitz. And we'll obviously, if you order that and the bundle, we'll change it for you, so you get plenty of choice.
So $11.99 for 5 balls of yarn, which is really good
Great value on its own.
Just
now.
ridiculous value, because shopping at the weekend, just 100 gram double knit ball of yarn, $4.50.
Yeah.
On
I've
its
seen
own.
it. Let's go. I've seen it. I looked at a very large
Distributor.
craft distributor, £3.50. Multiply that by 5, it's not $11.99.
It isn't $11.99,
No.
absolutely not. Then you can, if you're wanting extra wire, we have got that for you as well. So Shop Silver gets you an additional 20 metres of the 2mm wire for $8.99.
Yep.
Now I'm going to say, we've got a question.
Karen said, how pliable is the wire?
I'm going to show you.
Ridiculous.
I'm going to do a demo, so it'll be easy to see
Karen,
it.
we're going to show you.
We'll show you, Karen.
It's so easy, like silly easy.
Yeah.
So if you've got issues and you think I'm not going to be able to shape it,
Not a problem.
Absolutely, you are going to be able to shape it. Then we've got, so the machine that you're getting in the bundle will be blue, which is the one that's on the set.
Yeah.
However, they do a purple colour one as well.
We do.
So if you've already got your yarns and things like that and you're thinking, actually, I just want the machine, you can do shop cord purple. Is it right?
Yeah. Shop cord and then you pick either you want purple or blue.
So you shop cord and then it'll be a drop down and you can pick the colour of your machine. So if you want a purple one or a blue one, a drop down and you click whichever colour you want. Now the machine totally on its own, obviously with the weights and everything that you need, but without the additions, is $54.99, okay? That's just on its own. And you don't get the freebie images or anything like that. The bundle is where the biggest saving is going to be for you.
We are going to release more images as
Mark's,
well.
Yeah, Mark's
so we're going to do that. Okay, so watch our website. We'll pop it up on our Facebook page when we do that, when we release it. Next couple of weeks, we're working on it. So we've said by the end of May. So yeah, it's
Which is
coming.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And then if you want also this one. Now, I have been looking at, again, researching because I've got one. So I've been playing, I've been doing stuff.
She needs materials.
I need materials. So on here, when somebody does a baby's name or a name, they tend to use the coloured wire because it looks pretty.
Yeah.
And they do the name in wire, but then they've got a whole wreath that they've done with the I-cord that's got flowers and little elephants and blooms and things.
Teddies and all those shapes.
All of that on there, and it looks beautiful. So this one is a mix of colours. Again, it's the aluminium wire, $9.99. Okay, you've got £4.75 saving on this, Mark, already, which is that is phenomenal. And look at the beautiful, and it's not. This isn't $9.99. Pick a colour.
No. You get all.
You get in all of them.
All of them. Yeah.
All of the colours you get in all of them, and in total there's 15 metres.
3 metres of each colour, so you'll get the blue, the gold, the green, the pink, and the silver.
It's just, that is fantastic. Okay, so if you're wanting your specialised colours, that's the way to go for that bundle. Shop mix $9.99. Now this.
So if you
we
think
love this.
We do love this. If you think, yeah, French knitting's not for me, but you're a crocheter, knitter, or you use yarn for anything really.
Yes. You know where you do what are those that actually do the punch needles?
Yes.
All of that.
All of that. So when you buy your yarn and when we supply the yarn to you, it almost always comes on a ball.
Yes.
Okay. However, when it goes onto the ball, tensions are added, twists are added into it, all sorts of things with the machine process of adding it in, making the ball. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So what this machine does, what this yarn winder does, this is an electric yarn winder. This converts it from a ball into a cake.
It is a technique. That is an actual thing. It is a cake of yarn.
A cake of yarn. And generally from a cake of yarn, we do centre pull. The yarn we're using for the knitting machine here is actually coming off a cake that I've made.
I'm coming
round. So we're centre pulling, you centre pull. Okay, so Amanda we can switch that on. Now, what makes this machine special? Because we also know you've got manual yarn winders. But what makes this special? First of all, it takes up to 10 ounces.
That's a lot of yarn.
That's a lot of yarn.
It is.
Yes, it's almost 300 grams. So it's almost 3 of those into one cake. So it's a very big machine. Most machines can't handle 10 ounces. Nope. They might handle 5 or 6 ounces, but definitely not 10. Okay, this is what they call the M1 Pro. So this is the top of the range yarn winder. It also has speed control, variable speed control. So again, yarn winders, there are some electric ones out there. They've got 2 buttons, slow speed off and high speed, and you probably want something in the middle actually. You don't have the problem with this because when we turn this one on, we can start it slow. Okay, I know.
Sam's holding, you've not seen this, have you, Sam?
No,
you've not seen any of these machines.
So we can start it.
Move on.
We can start it nice and slow. And we can speed it up. And we've got infinite speed control there in how that works, okay? We can stop that. Now, again, it's a good, if you've got yarn on a Swift, so if you've got it on a skein, on a Swift, this machine will take it straight off the Swift and turn it into a cake.
It's brilliant.
Okay. Now we've got it on a ball, so we're just making sure we've got nothing in the way of the yarn. It's going through a couple of tensioners here. You can see we've got 2 tension controllers here. Okay, those springs. If you're using a very thick yarn, so we did a test with this. We actually caked some 3mm cotton macrame yarn, which is very thick. We caked it up. We go through only one of the tensioners, not both. Okay.
Right. So can you just give me that ball of yarn that you've got on the floor there?
Okay.
Just as a show. So I'm a knitter.
Yeah.
Okay. So my ball of yarn sits on the floor and I'm knitting, and every now and again I go, because I need some yarn, and then I carry on knitting. Then it's like, oh, it's tightening up. Let's pull a bit more. When you've got a cake, are you watching? So this is rolling around on the floor, going everywhere because you keep pulling it off. When you've got a cake,
it comes out the middle.
It just goes like that.
And it doesn't roll anywhere because it's flat.
Tension.
No.
No, that's not rolling around on the floor and the cat's got it and then the dogs pick it up and then they chase around them with it. That is why you need this machine, whether you're wanting it to feed your I-cord machine or whether you're wanting it for a crochet or you're wanting it for knitting. It is just the best thing ever.
And you can see how big it can take.
Look how beautiful they are.
They are beautiful. So even look beautiful in your craft room because
exactly.
you can cake everything, get everything ready as cakes, do all this, sit there. The kids would love it. If you've got kids, they can help you to do this because, yeah, set the speed, off you go. Yeah.
But you do tend to, I mean, when you've got the pattern like that black and white, it's like,
great.
oh, it's really striking,
and when
isn't
you've got these fast change yarns here, you know, that's really, really good. The fast change yarn there. Yeah.
But like I say, are you going from doing this,
yeah,
ball chasing everywhere, or doing that? That makes life so easy.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
And it is the best. It is the best way of feeding your I-cord machine.
Yes.
So because obviously taking it off the reel there, you've got to keep releasing it. Whereas with the cakes, you can just again pull it from the middle. Sometimes it will pull it anyway.
Right. Oh, Mrs. H999. She says that's great. Wow, it is. Honestly, it's
It's like code, that isn't it, Mrs. H999?
Yeah, H999. Wow. She's lovely. She got a thumbs up. I know, right? It's the bee's knees. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
You've got to have it. If you are a knitter or a crocheter, or it's a must, an absolute must.
Really is. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've spoken to lots and lots of you at shows because we've been around doing all the shows in the spring. We did one this weekend, Make It Central, and we spoke to lots of people about this, and loads of you. But in fact, it went out of stock.
Again.
I've had to bring more in. So, yeah, we know you love
ridiculous.
This. We've also now, again, we bought the purple I-cord machine because we didn't have that initially. So that sold out and we bought all that back in again. So, and we are talking to Kato, obviously, about more.
Because it's flying.
Yes, we've allocated stock for you guys here. But, yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, and this, I would say this is, it's just everybody wants one.
It really is. Makes life so much easier.
The speed control is the important thing. That's really good because then it means that different yarns, because you can cake up all sorts of different thicknesses here. There's no there's no minimum, well, there probably is a maximum thickness, but really, it will cake up anything.
So, lovely Ruth. Hi, darling.
Hello, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth, for messaging in. Ruth is asking a question now. Is that for the winder or are you talking about the I-cord? 4-ply yarn.
So 4-ply. When did we talk about 4-ply?
So she's asking, can you use 4-ply yarn with this?
So we would recommend for the I-cord machine, we would recommend a sock yarn, so a thinner yarn.
Yes.
Okay, through a double knit, which is what we're supplying you with. So the 5 balls of yarn you get with the bundle are double knit. Up to an Aran.
That's And make
Okay,
that
so
a lot.
that's your parameter set for your I cords. Nothing thicker than Aaron, so don't go for a chunky. It's too thick. The
needles don't
the
like
needles
it.
don't like it, and it's too thick as an I cord to go down through the middle of the machine. With the yarn winder, doesn't matter. Chunky, no problem. Yeah, absolutely no problem.
thank
So
you
you
for
can
your
wind
question, Ruth.
all sorts of things. So you what am I thinking? What's the fluffy one called?
Eyelash.
Yeah. You can
Your eyelash yarn.
all sorts of things with that, as long as it goes through the tensioners.
So
Okay,
to set
so
it through the tensioners, it literally is there. Look,
yeah.
you're just squashing it in between
okay,
there.
I'll pull it out. So it's got a spring load, and there's actually a little slit in the back here where the cord goes through. Probably not so easy to see. Might be better from the top. I don't know if you can look down on that. You can see there's a slit in there. Yeah. Okay, and the tensioner just clicks in place, spring loaded. Okay, nothing to control, nothing to adjust. It's automatic.
Oh, for the I cord. Brilliant. Yes,
So
Ruth,
yeah,
we've
so
answered
for
that. Thank you, darling.
it's sock yarn, so a thinner cotton yarn or a polyester yarn or an acrylic, through to double knit, which is what we use mostly, through to an Aran. That's your thickest.
Which, I mean, that's a big scale of different yarn for you to work with and use, isn't
Yeah.
it? And then we're going to actually go to the wire now, because we've still got the lovely Karen asking how
Okay,
pliable is the wire.
should we do a demo?
So let's do a demo. Let's
do a
pop
demo.
over here, because you need to see this.
Okay.
Now, one of the things you were telling me about, okay, can I just...
Yeah.
So, my hands aren't very clever at the minute, okay? They cause me pain. But, come closer, Ethan. Okay, I'm hardly touching this wire, finger and thumb, and you would think I'm the world's strongest man with an iron bar. Okay, that's finger and thumb, no pressure whatsoever to be able to work with this. It is so soft and pliable.
So it looks thick and heavy, doesn't it?
So that's the illusion.
If it was a copper wire, it would be a much heavier bend.
Absolutely.
But it's an aluminium wire, which means it bends a lot easier, a lot softer, and it's soft on your fingers as well, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And it doesn't work harden as quickly. It does eventually, but not very quick, so it doesn't snap.
No.
Okay, that's the thing. Copper wire, you bend it a few times, it snaps.
It's gone.
Yeah. So in terms of threading this onto your I-cord, your I-cord comes off the machine, okay, and
just like knitting.
Yeah, so it's a hollow structure. That's what makes this special. So you would think, oh, I'll just push this down there, okay? But if you do that, the end of your wire, because it's sharp, it's going to catch. And we obviously don't want that. Yeah, we don't want it to catch like that. So a little pair of pliers, a little pair of round nose, just bend that end over so that you've got a nice, soft, smooth edge there. I'm just going to bend that in. So we've got like a
little loop.
Like a loop, yeah, loop on the end. And then we can feed the cord straight over the end, okay? So some people do that first and then bend. So once you've done that, you can then bend this into whatever shape you want it to be, okay? Don't pull your cord don't pull it, okay, because you'll get holes in it. So keep it fairly natural in terms of a finish. But you can see how easy that is just to make a shape. So for things like words and things like that, yeah, that's one way to do it. Now, I prefer, just because...
That's how you like to work
I like to work. I prefer to actually take, and I know I've got a big reel of wire, but I do a lot of demos, so I bought myself a slightly larger thing, but 20 metres, trust me, it's going to keep you going for a while, yeah. Now, I prefer to actually take this straight off the wire reel, so don't cut a length because it might be too short. So take it straight off your reel, okay? Loosen a bit off, and then all I'm going to do, don't forget, if you go for the bundle, you're going to get 3 pictures. You're going to get the butterfly, you're going to get the flower, and you're also going to get the coffee cup.
Which is brilliant.
I love the coffee cup.
It's my favourite.
And all I do with this is I can use my fingers to just bend this around, okay? So put your bend in there like that. If you want to, if you feel more happier with a pair of pliers, use them too. And all you do is follow...
Oh, Siri. Pair of pliers. I just said.
Technical glitches, all the machines
Have
are
we got all the
talking
machines
to
talking to us?
Yes,
so I'm just
everything's
following.
talking
I'm
to
just
us.
following that pattern, yeah, around there like that, and it's fairly
gorgeous.
simple. It's fairly simple to do. Just try and keep it. Obviously, if you want to make a few the same, keep it fairly consistent, and I would follow that all the way around. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, if you find it easier,
Putty tape on it.
laminate these, because we're going to send you these as they're on card anyway, but laminate them, and then you could tape on them with a bit of masking tape or something, okay?
Which is what I do.
Yeah. And you know that I'm sort of known in the craft world for jigs.
Yes.
Watch this space. Because, yeah, we're going to come up with some shapes that you follow. You go round
follow.
the edge.
So,
Yeah, I know.
okay, no, my edge just gone, wow. So you've got a whole pegboard.
Yeah.
You just put your pegs in.
Well, with it, yes, but also we'll give you shapes that fit into it as well. So it'll be a pegboard, but it will have shapes that will click in and hold in with pegs. And then you'll go around the outside of the shape to do this because it's easier, we think. Okay, I'm playing with it at the moment.
That is brilliant.
Playing with it
idea.
at the moment. So
now, also, what Mark is going to do, because we were chatting about this beforehand, okay? Now, because Mark has worked out that 3 metre to 20 centimetre principle, okay? What you can now do, for instance, bear with me a second while I go fetch.
There's the finished basic butterfly. So you can see that took us what, a minute to go around there.
It's really easy.
Really easy. Now there's no bends, there's nothing going over the top of anything. So sometimes with words you do it in a slightly different way, but okay, we're working on that. We're going to show you how to do that. Watch our Facebook pages, watch our websites and things like that, and we'll come back here and we'll show you more. And so also once we've got the jig system working, yeah.
That'd
So
be
there
brilliant.
you go.
So what you can then do is Mark is then going to, because we now know how much yarn, speed of tension and the machine and everything, how it's working. Now, what you don't get in other things, when you're working with it and you're working it yourself.
Tensions all over the place.
Yes. So now we know the regulation of what we're going to get. 3 metres is 20 centimetres. So Mark is going to put the measurements in, for instance. So you will know that on your coffee cup saucer, it's 20 centimetres. But your handle can be a different colour.
Might be 10 centimetres.
Might be 10 centimetres. But then your cup might change colour, so you need a different colour. Then you can put your coffee on top with either your creme, whatever it may be, your froth. That'll be a different colour.
So we're going to mark it up with the lengths and tell you how much yarn you need, okay, to put into the machine. Now, the reason we can do that is because what's really clever about, what's really clever is there's a knot, okay? So we're going to show you the knot. So this enables us, and I'll do it with the proper machine in a second, but I'm going to show you with this heavier paracord here, just so you can see. Let me shift everything out of the way so that the camera can get close. Okay.
I hope we answered your question, Karen, about
It's
how
really
pliable
soft, really
soft
soft.
it is.
You've seen me do it with my
want
fingers.
more,
Yeah.
please comment.
You don't need any tools, just use your fingers.
Yes.
So this knot, I still haven't looked that up, I think it's called a weaver's knot. The reason it's called a weaver's knot is because if you're in the weaving industry, when they need to, if a piece of thread breaks, they need to add another piece of thread in without it sort of affecting the process.
Yes.
So they do this knot, which is almost lost.
Invisible.
Invisible, okay.
Yeah.
Now, it won't look invisible with the paracord because this is really thick. But anyway, let me show you the knot. So first of all, let's say this is the last bit coming out of the machine and this is the new yarn in blue. So this is the red, this is the blue. The blue goes underneath, okay. Put your finger on the cross. So first of all, the blue, the new piece, it goes underneath. Cross it like that, okay. And then I'm going to bring the blue one around that side and then around that way. So I've done like a curl, and then the red one I'm going to take back through that loop that I create there, okay? And then I need to make sure I don't lose anything. I'm going to pull those two ends, yeah? And that is the weaver's knot, okay? And then
that is really super secure.
It doesn't come apart.
And it's not slipping.
It doesn't slip. No.
So that is how Mark has then
Yeah, so if you look
added-
at this here,
Look at this.
what I did here to do the test on the lengths and so on, there are 3 meters of cord here, 3 meters of yarn for every section
Of 20 centimetres.
of 20 centimeters. So I've joined, and you can't see the join. That's the clever. Actually, what's even cleverer is that knot, the weaver's knot, is inside.
Look at that.
So it's a really, really beautiful finish. You don't know, and it doesn't get in the way of you putting your I-cord in, of your wire either. It's all good. It's all good. So let me show you. If I want to change from the pink here to a red, okay. Let me cut this, and I've got some red yarn here. So let me just do the same again. I'm just going to do. I'll do it a bit quicker because it's you won't be able to see. It's too small anyway. Really, I'll just do the same knot. Okay, through that like that. Pull that like that. And look at the knot in the yarn. You can hardly see it. Yeah, it's really, really strong. And what I can do also is these bits here, we can actually trim off. Snip away those little bits at the end there. Okay, so it almost looks like one complete piece of yarn.
Press
and
the button.
Off we go. So this will take a few seconds just to get up there. And there we go, that's going through into the work. And then in a few seconds, we will see the red will come out joined to the pink.
20% is in allocation, guys.
Wow.
I knew you would. You know, it's just.
Well, I saw it on Facebook, and I thought I've got to have that. I've got to have that, and I know everybody wants it.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you.
There's
like
the
Jack
red
and Ori.
coming out now. So there's the pink
Look at
connected
that.
to the red. Okay, easy as that. It takes a few seconds to learn that knot. Yeah. If you can't remember the knot, yeah, we've actually. Clipped it at the top, pinned it, that's the word, I know, at the top of the Silvar Facebook page. So go to Silvar Design on Facebook, it's there. It's the first video you see. It was done by Kado, they did it for us. They show you a couple of other methods for connecting two together. So if you forget and you've got two already, so you've got a red and you've got a silver, and you need to link the two together, they also show you how to do that too. So because you can, if you look at the end of the work, you've got your 4 loops, okay? And then on this one, we'd also have the 4 loops. So you can actually link them together and then feed this wire, this yarn through the loops and knit it together effectively or sew it together. But I think the method I've just shown you is by far the best method for joining two together. And it's really clever to be able to change colour and make something that's completely unique. And nobody will know how you've done it because you can't buy yarn that changes from yellow to variegated to white glitter. You can't buy that, not possible.
This is amazing. So, okay, so some updates. Bundle, 25% is on allocation. Silver, which is the extra wire, is 20% in allocation. Thank you, everybody. So, a little story for you all. Now, I've been watching the journey of this particular craft for quite some time. At least, I was over the road. So I'm going to say 3 years, okay? I've been following this and I absolutely adored it. I then thought, right, I can make that. I'm going to have a go.
You told me this story, I remember.
Got me Knitting Nancy out. To keep pulling it out at the bottom. Keep turning it round pulling it out. How long is this going to take me? I only want to make a word that's only like 5 letters. I'm going to, well, how long? What do I need? Really got frustrated with all of it. Then I thought, do you know what? I saw the progress of it. The hand winders, like that.
Yep.
Fell out with that straight away because I couldn't get the tension to work. I couldn't get the needles to work. I was having a right doodad with it. Then the Mr. Mark here was at a show And he went, have you seen what we've got?
I know, you walked past and I said, oh, Amanda, come and
Come
look
and
at
look
this.
at this. And I went, yeah, I'll have one. I just saw that there was iCode coming out, and I didn't even need you to tell me what was happening.
You have to demonstrate it.
Not at all, because I'd already had all of the frustrations.
We've had it a few times, actually. We've had it a few times at shows now where people have walked past it and stopped and gone, that's what I want.
Yes.
Straight away. They've either seen it on Facebook, because Kado do a lot of advertising,
They
obviously.
do, and they're brilliant.
Yeah, and you could go off to China and buy one, but you'll have to wait 4 weeks to get it. So, yeah, if you order from us today, we'll get it to you in a few days. Now, what Amanda's problem is if she was going to make something like this, which is one of our star frames, which are available on the shop, then you need 5... I've macrame'd with this. So I've made the I-cord and then done a macrame knot, simple macrame knot, alternating, it's not an alternating square knot, it's a running lark's head, get the right terms for you, running lark's head all the way around. Now, it takes 5 meters of I-cord to go all the way around this star. So that would have taken Amanda about a week and a half, probably.
I was getting really... The idea was I bought a book all about what you can make with I-cord.
Or French knitting, yeah.
Yeah, and I fell in love with it all, and there were all these beautiful homemade, fantastic things that you can use.
Beanie hats and all sorts of things, yeah.
Placemats, you name it, you can make it. And I fell in love with this big, chunky foot puff thing to put your feet on. Yeah, well, the rest of the I-cord is still all bundled together, and I've not touched it because I properly fell out with the idea until I got one of these.
Let me give you a few hints and tips, because I love to do that. So
please.
Let's go back to the machine, and I'll show you.
Yes.
I'll talk about a few hints and tips, because if you buy this, you'll. I don't want you to get frustrated. Let me tell you how to stop certain things happening.
Yes,
First
please.
of all, what you will notice is when this comes out of the machine, it's actually spinning.
Yes.
Okay, so that's normal. It does spin. So the whole thing is spinning, and this is also spinning. I've got this on this unit because when we're at shows, we need to lift it off so you can see what's going on. Okay, so it spins. Now, what happens is if you want to make 5 meters, this is going to spin, and when it gets to the floor, it's going to continue to spin. Let me just lift the weights up. So again, 2 weights, because while we lift this weight up, this one holds the tension on the needles. That's why we supply 2. They're also weighted so that they sit and aren't pulling to one side. They're actually balanced weights as well. Fully spring loaded, so you haven't got to take anything off, pull anything off, unscrew anything. It's all fine. Okay, so what might be difficult for you is when you get down here and it hitting the floor. So what I recommend is wind that up. Get yourself a Ziploc bag and zip it over the top of the 2 weights with all of your cord and the weights in the bag. Now, the bag one will spin.
And I've done that.
Yeah.
I did that with mine.
The bag will spin. That's normal. Don't worry about it. But then all you've got to do is undo the Ziploc, lift the weights up, and all of your cord will stay in the bag. And then it doesn't twist, because otherwise what you find is sometimes your I-cord will all twist together, okay? Don't worry about if it does that. That's fine as well. It will untwist, not a problem. But to save you that hassle, pop it in a Ziploc bag, lift it up. The other way to do it, I've seen it today, I've seen a picture today, because I'm getting this stuff all day, every day, obviously, because we're promoting it, and so is everybody else in the world. Clip this up and just get a big bulldog clip and just clip it together. Okay, clip it all together there, and then that will twist and look after itself. Okay, so that's the first thing. Right, when it finishes, okay, chop your cord, chop your yarn. Amanda's already done that for me.
And keep hold of it.
Just hold your weights, okay, don't let them hit the floor. Just keep it running, just keep the machine running, and eventually the yarn will run out. Bump, 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 and there you go.
Hey!
Okay, machine keeps running. And that's the end. So it knits right to the end. You almost get no waste at all. You get about 1 inch. That's it. Okay, and then we can pull these weights off, and off you go. You're going to tell people how to buy, aren't you?
How to buy,
if we get a chance, hopefully, if we've got a few minutes, I'll show you how to thread the machine.
Lovely. So how to purchase this machine? It's phenomenal. So I'm going to give you the code Shop Bundle. That is the best way to buy it and the best price to get it, okay? Shop Bundle, $64.99. Type that into the comments below. Once you've typed that, as if you're talking to each other, you will then get a message back from us that says thank you very much and it's reserved. At the end, when you want to check out, click on that message that you've had from us. In there is a link. Click the link. It will take you straight to the website, to your basket. Okay? Log in and check out. It is that easy. Okay? So type in the word Shop Bundle into the comments below. Yeah? Shop Bundle in the comments below. You will then get another message from us that says thank you very much, it is reserved. Open that message, click that link, check out. It is so easy, and it's the same with everything else. So while Mark is just doing that little bit, so Shop Bundle is your biggest saving. If you're wanting extra yarn, Shop Yarn $11.99. If you're going to want extra of the soft aluminium wire, Shop Silver $8.99. And believe me, you are going to need that, okay? In that bundle, you're also getting your 3 free pictures, okay? Shop Mix gets you the assorted specialised colour aluminium for $9.99. And then if you're going for the winder, Shop Winder $54.99 for this one. Because when you're working with it, the cakes are a dream to work with. So how do we thread it, Mark?
Very quickly, how to thread it. First of all, I want to show you.
How to do this.
Yeah, I know, it's easy. Can you see here, we've got these bits here on the wire. You can probably just about see that.
The little arms.
There's a little arm in there on the needle. So make sure before you start, all of those are down. Okay, this is the tool that Amanda was talking about. So you've got an eye one end and a crochet hook the other end. What I do is I take my yarn, I'm going to thread that through the eye, and then at the back here we've got a little hole. We go through that hole, and then we go straight down the middle. So there's a white tube, you go straight down the middle of that tube, and there's a little cutout in the back there that the yarn sits in. Okay, just here. So that's where the yarn is sitting. So we've gone through the hole at the back, down through the hole in there. Now, we need to catch the first needle. So the one at if you look at it straight down, you'll have sort of 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So catch number 3, and then on the back here, there is a little winding handle. Okay, turn that, and at the same time, I want to miss the next needle. I then want to catch the next needle,
so
and I want to miss the next needle.
Miss 4.
Okay, so catch one, miss one, catch one, miss one, and then put a little bit of tension on the yarn coming down, and I'm going to catch, and go around just 2 or 3 times just to catch everything. Okay, make sure it's okay, and then get your weights and just help the weight, help the yarn through the weight. There we go. So there's the first one, and there's the second one. Yes, you do need both. It's a common question. Okay, and then off you go. Press the button, switch it on. Okay, and off you go. So that is started to knit straight away. You can see it. It's quite mesmerising to watch, I have to say. It's really clever. Make sure that your yarn going into the machine doesn't get tangled up with the I-cord coming out. Okay, that's another tip. So keep them separate. But you can see within a minute, we will see...
It's already coming through.
The knit coming through.
That's amazing. Absolutely. It's there, look.
There it is. So there's the end. Okay, it's all sealed off. If you want to thread it that end, just chop this. Okay, and off you go.
It's amazing. So we're down to the last 40 seconds. We're going to draw a winner.
Quick.
Bundle 50% is already in allocation. So thank you everybody for being with us. Absolutely a joy as always, Mark. Our winner is
Ruth Nina Welsh.
Where's the wheel?
Well done, Ruth. Don't know. Quick. Oh,
So just a second. The wheel, it's on its way. If you just get that little board, there, look.
Not quick.
That quick. Spin.
quick. 5.
Spin again.
Run out of time. Run out of time. 2. 150 points.
Hey! Well
Way!
done. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Remember to check out your baskets, and we'll see you all again real soon. Lots of love.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.